Chloe Sweeney, and I'm going to be presenting the Mark Bailey Award essay for teachers. I walked into this teacher's classroom on a bright sunny day at the end of August just a few years ago, and since then nothing has changed. Some days brought pouring rain or heavy snow or gray clouds in the sky, but regardless, the classroom always felt bright and sunny, just the way it did on the first day of school. And it wasn't the big picture windows or the second floor view, it was the teacher who was always somehow able to brighten everyone's day. She created a unique environment, one where we could challenge ourselves, but also be comfortable with making mistakes sometimes. It is only in this kind of environment where we can truly allow creativity to flourish. In the fast-paced world of high school, life as we know it is a never-ending race. There's always the ever-looming desire to reach the next greatest thing, our license, a new job, an A on the test, the prom, a new record, a new friend. In fact, so many things are changing all around us, we can forget to catch our breath. And as a result, we begin to value the little things that are pleasantly consistent in our lives, like our morning routines, pizza day, practice after school, or in this case, a great class with a great teacher. I've known this person for 3 years now, and there has never been a day where she has neglected to put all her efforts into making us better students, better people even. She always came up with a lesson plan. Sometimes it was vigorous and would take the entire class right up till the end of the bell to complete, and other days the plan was more relaxed, but there was always a plan, something we could count on to be consistent every day. Sutton High School is lucky enough to have so many teachers willing to put in the work for their students, but I have never met anyone with as much dedication as this teacher. I will never forget the first assignment I had done for her class. She emailed my parents to tell them that she was proud of me and my work, and I remember feeling so special knowing she had taken the time out of her day just to encourage and recognize my efforts. I felt like she valued me and understood me, and I may be speaking from personal experience, but I can say with confidence that my peers will attest to this as well. We've had conversations about her gentle classroom environment and the way that she genuinely cares about each and every one of us. Wherever you decide to teach in the future, I hope you'll have students who appreciate the sunshine you bring to every classroom. We will certainly miss you, Miss Shaw. Thank you for everything you have done for us, and keep brightening people's days.
Often when reflecting back on a school year, or a grade, or even a semester, it is easy to pick a favorite moment, a favorite day, or a time that made you want to relive it over and over again. Miles. When someone has that large of an impact on you, it is quite impossible to choose just one moment. That is how I knew that this teacher single-handedly shaped my entire high school experience. Someone who pushes you but never to your breaking point. Someone who is there to listen, and someone who is there to learn with you. This person showed me that learning is not limited to a room filled with desks. I was lucky enough to meet this person in my junior year, although I wish I had the opportunity to meet him earlier. It was my first day of school, my first period class, and instead of opening up with the syllabus and going through the rules of the classroom, like most, we watched a TED Talk and openly discussed it. It was when I found myself visiting this classroom every day, even when he was no longer my teacher. It was after I sat next to him in my connections meetings and discussed topics larger than I knew I was capable of. I might be a little biased because English has always been my favorite class, but for once in my life, I wasn't focused on the number on the top of the page or the percentage in IPASS. Thank you, AP Lang, for giving me the chance to meet the person I will forever look up to. Thank you for not letting a curriculum limit you and your innate talents as an educator. Thank you for never forgetting to say hi even if I was in no mood to talk. Thank you for always checking in and asking how I was doing, and for knowing when I needed advice most. Thank you for helping me write a kick-ass college essay, for making me never leave class without a smile, and for giving me a safe place, one where I always felt wanted. Mr. Marcucci, thank you for being there every second of these past 2 years. I cannot wait until Ruby is a junior so the Mark and Sergio legacy can be carried on. Thank you for everything.
The Mark Bailey Award is to recognize seniors and faculty for their positive contributions to Sutton High School. This year's graduating class was my first freshman class, and there are several great individuals that make up this class and were considered for this award, but the faculty selected 2 individuals. I have the honor of presenting this award to one of those very deserving seniors. An award of this nature deserves to be presented in person, but sadly this video will have to suffice. I want to say 3 things about this award winner. The first, high school is a difficult time for everyone no matter how they present themselves. I'll refrain from listing all the awkward phases that afflict us during high school, but it is difficult to be comfortable being yourself, which is frankly foolish. Who else can you be? This senior has always seemed comfortable with what life has presented. No matter the occasion, spirit days, mini Olympics, whatever, this student not only participated, but did so with a positive, happy attitude. Now, no matter how cool or foolish a moment can make a person look, this senior met the moment with a smile and did not let what others may choose to think prevent a good time from happening. I wish I had been as comfortable in my skin when I was in high school. The second thing to add about this student is dedication and being true to your word. This senior chose to be involved in multiple activities, as many students will, but gave each of them a full effort. Far too many people, both students and adults, spread themselves thin and cannot properly meet the requirements each situation requests. This student always seemed to manage time efficiently and did not shirk from performing the duties required. True character is not found in what you do when people are looking, but what you do when they cannot see you. I remember leaving school one day quite late due to my commitments, and as I did, I noticed this student practicing alone. The student took the time to arrange with Coach Gillen to do cross-country training alone after another engagement. Coach Gillen takes cross-country seriously, as he should, but Coach also knew something that the faculty, staff, and students all know. When this student makes a promise, this student fulfills it. This student easily could have gone home and simply told Coach that, "Yeah, Mr. Gillen, I did it." But instead, here, late after school, all alone, this student ran almost unobserved, fulfilling his promise to a team that did not depend upon his score for victory. That moment told me that not only was this senior a quality person, but someone I could trust, which would prove vital because it was a commitment to me that caused this senior to practice late. When I saw this and knew that I could trust a senior with whatever I asked. Finally, this student is a kind, compassionate performer. I've been in several plays myself, and I know how hard it can be to get on stage and do your part. Everyone depends upon everyone, and no performer is more important than another. From the moment this senior joined the drama club, he not only knew his lines, but he worked well with each cast member, leading both by example and through being a kind co-star. I once purposely cast him in a role not only because he deserved it, but because I knew that the part brought with it additional challenges that I fully believed that he alone would handle with the grace and professional attitude necessary, and he did. Because of that, his dedication, his willingness to work with others and work when others weren't watching, being comfortable in his skin, and being a top-notch young man and performer, he not only made a marvelous Scrooge in last year's A Christmas Carol, but he is a worthy recipient of the Mark Bailey Award. Oh, and he's a devastatingly great dancer, as proven in the drama club's performance of Humbletown. If you saw it, you know, and are likely one of the thousands that have left roses on his doorstep and flooded his phone with marital requests. I'm proud to, seriously, award this year's Mark Bailey Award to Owen Bowings, a young man that his family, his classmates, and the faculty and staff of Sutton High School are proud of. Owen, I wish I could hand this to you in person, but as I cannot accept my congratulations and best wishes with a closing that I know you alone would truly appreciate. Owen, may the force be with you. Always.
There's a misconception in the field of education that teachers teach and students learn. The reality in many educational settings is that teachers and students learn together and with each other. When I think of what I have learned from this year's Bailey Award winner, 3 things immediately come to mind. 1, be kind to people, especially people you don't know. 2, positivity creates positive results. And lastly, 3, don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. To demonstrate my first point about being kind to people, I want to share a personal story with you. Last year, my son, Rocco, enrolled in Sutton's summer hoop basketball program. My parents wanted to attend these games, and I'll never forget the first night of practice. It was raining outside, so the practice was held in the gym, and my parents, who are usually the first to arrive at any event, were late by their standards. When they finally arrived in the gymnasium, my mother approached me and said, "Sergio, I just met the nicest boy. I was walking into the school and he just came up to me and said, 'Hi ma'am, may I help you?' I told him I was going to see my grandson play, and he proceeded to walk me to the gym." In this moment of my mother sharing the story with me, I instantly knew who she was referring to, as I have witnessed countless acts of kindness by this young man towards others. Another lesson I have learned from this year's recipient is something we all need to remind ourselves of. Positivity creates positive results. It's really easy to complain, place blame on others, or just be apathetic towards any given situation. However, oftentimes, the most difficult decision to make is the right decision, and it can be challenging to remain a beacon of positivity as the world seems to be unfolding around us. I have observed countless examples of this young man's positivity. In the classroom, he approaches any assignment with a fresh attitude and his best effort. Whether he's annotating a text, revising an essay, or participating in group discussion, I could always rely on him to have a positive attitude that became a positive wave of energy throughout the entire classroom. The last lesson I have learned from this young man is simple. Don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. It's okay to not take yourself too seriously sometimes, and laughter is an instant cure-all. When this young man was in my class, I could always count on him to provide an instant boost of laughter and energy for the class. One talent you may not know about this year's Bailey Award winner is that he has the voice of an angel. With that being said, it's probably safe to say Blake Shelton won't turn his chair for him anytime soon, but his voice always brings laughters and tears to the classroom. And I mean that literally. We would be in tears from his angelic voice. In closing, when I think of this year's Bailey Award winner, he is a young man that is kind, positive, and is always laughing and smiling. You may know this year's winner as Liam Gill. I know him by his stage name, Gilly Songs, and it's an absolute honor to speak on his behalf. The last thing I would like to say about this young man is that when I asked my son to discuss some of his memories from last year's basketball camp, he doesn't mention the cool reversible jersey he received or the fun he had in scrimmages, but he always asks about Coach Liam. Liam, in 6 weeks, you had an immediate impact on my son, and that is because of your positive attitude, your kind spirit, and your words of encouragement as the season unfolded. Thank you for making such a strong impression on our peers, our faculty, myself, and even my son. I cannot think of a more deserving student to earn the Mark Bailey Award.
Congratulations, Liam Gill.
Congrats, Liam. Best of luck in the future.
Growing up, my favorite heroes were always the sidekicks, but I remember being confused as to why they didn't get the same amount of credit as other superheroes. They worked just as hard, sometimes even harder, but they never received the appreciation they deserved. These types of heroes are present all around us, but we often don't notice them. One of the traits I find to be most admirable about these people is their selflessness. They help others because they genuinely care, not for the recognition. Both the Sutton custodial staff and the Sutton cafeteria department are the unsung heroes of our community, and we want to thank them for all they have done. On behalf of the staff, students, community, and class of 2020, we would like to recognize Sutton Public Schools essential workers with this special award. A plaque with the name of each custodial staff and food services staff member who worked through this crisis will be hung in the high school to recognize the incredible dedication to our school and community during this period, and as a reminder to the special role these people play in making Sutton Public Schools a place that we can all be proud of. Thank you.
During my time at Sutton, I've been fortunate enough to meet some incredible people. Whether it be students, teachers, faculty, and others, these people have truly made my high school experience all the more enjoyable. Over the years, I've become friends with 2 faculty members who are truly some of the kindest people I have ever met. These 2 individuals go out of their way, day in and day out, to make the day easier and more enjoyable for students. To speak for my friends and many others, lunch is not the same when one of these 2 individuals are absent, and that rarely happens. Their work and desire to make school lunch a period of the day where students take a needed break to chat and enjoy is admirable. Every single day, Vivian prepares and takes orders for numerous students' sandwiches and pre-makes them. While doing this, Josh will be in the back working hard to prepare and make sure everything is in check. They both will talk to students and ask how the days are going or how we like the lunches the day prior, or how Vivian had a quiet weekend, the way she likes them. What Vivian and Josh taught myself and other students during these short but meaningful interactions in the day is that despite all the chaos and hecticness there is in a school day, work, or any sort of day, there is always time to be kind and to be a friend. To watch Vivian and Josh make an effort to talk to us students despite all the work they had to do in the kitchen was truly thoughtful and exemplifies what being not only a good friend, but a good person it truly is. Sutton Schools would not be the same without Vivian and Josh, and I want to thank them for all the work they have done and taught us during our time at Sutton. Thank you, Vivian and Josh.
Teachers are so dedicated. They often come to school early and stay late to offer help to students. But did you know that there are some people that get here even earlier and stay even later? Have you ever wondered who opens the school each morning and closes it each night? I hate to break it to you, but it isn't Mr. McCarthy. The Sutton custodial staff is always working hard to keep our school beautiful, clean, and safe. Without their hard work, we wouldn't be able to hold the sporting events that we love and the school dances that are so important to us. They do so much work that we often take for granted. They are the glue that holds our school together. You may not be able to see it, but it's always there. It's time they get the appreciation that they have earned. Thank you, Mr. Roger Raymond and the Sutton custodial staff, for the immense positive impact you have on our school and community.